Hello my friends! I present you a MASTERBOX MB520 RGB case from a Cooler Master. You can get it for $90 and it features a tempered glass side panel, as well as 3 included RGB fans at the front. But is it worth your money? Well, I will run through an unboxing process as well as some findings together with pros and cons, so you could have a better picture before buying. Before we get into it, a quick word from today's sponsor. VIPSCDKey.com has amazing deals on game keys from such platforms as Steam, Origin or Uplay. And more importantly, you can get a low-cost Windows 10 Pro license key and get rid of that watermark on your screen forever. And I even have an additional 15% code for you guys. You can use a link from a description below or type Windows 10 Pro OEM in a search bar, click buy now and apply promo code SKEGT. That's right, you will get a 15% discount from Windows 10 key price. Submit your order and you will be able to choose from variety of payment options here. Just use the one you like and that's it. You are free from that Windows 10 watermark forever. Let's start with a side panel. It has so-called edge-to-edge 4mm tempered glass side panel. It's held by 2 screws and a glass hinges on an angle during removal. That's nice, since you do not have to worry about glass falling on your table while you're trying to unscrew and remove it. Also, screws stay within the glass itself, so you will never lose them for sure. Let's have a look at the front of the case. It's made from a transparent and tinted plastic, and so it's quite nice to see those included RGB fans. But since it's not a glass one, you need to be more careful, since we all know that plastic can be scratched quite easily. There are 2 intakes with a dust filters on each side. Sure, in best case scenario, you want a case with a mesh type front panel, so these intakes will provide quite an average airflow. The I/O is quite basic, with USB 3 ports, power button, audio and mic jack, as well as a reset button. Moving forward, the other side panel is fully solid, without any ridge, and held by 2 traditional thumb screws. At the back of the case we have a place for an I/O shield, your PSU and one included 120mm exhaust fan. At the top you'll find a magnetic dust filter, but in most cases it will be useless, since you will probably mount top fans, if any, as exhaust ones. And here I found the first thing that could be improved for sure: bottom PSU dust filter. It's non-magnetic and the cheapest one, and so you can see some spaces between a filter and a case. And since your PSU will suck air through this, it might get dusty faster. These are the main accessories that come included with a Cooler Master case. Some zip ties for your cable management, rubber pads for mounting your 2.5-inch drives, lots of screws, and an RGB controller for your included RGB fans. Alright, let's have a look inside this case. So you'll find included front intake RGB fans as well as one included rear exhaust fan. And basically this setup is really enough for most of the builds. So in case you do not plan to add more RGB fans, you are fine with such a stock configuration, but in case you want to add a few more fans, I will leave a link to one of the best value for the money fan reviews at the top right corner. In total you can have up to 6 120mm fans, 3 at the front, 2 at the top and 1 at the back of the case. In case you decide to opt in for 140mm fans, you can mount up to 2 fans at the front and at the top of the case. Radiator support is also quite a good one, having in mind you can use up to 360mm radiator at the front, up to 240mm one at the top and 120mm rad at the back of the case. Moving forward, there are quite many places for your 2.5-inch drives, including 2 mounting positions behind a motherboard. You need to use special included screws and insert rubber pads into case holes. Just like that. Also, you can use 2 3.5-inch drives using a drive bay under a PSU shroud. No screws are required to mount your hard drives, and so it makes it way easier and faster. PCIe brackets are held in place with screws, so you are able to take them off and in case of a need, to screw them back again. Even though it's quite nice to get those included RGB fans, but all of them are connected together and you'll have to use a Molex connector in order to power them up. It's a bit disappointing for a few reasons. Since most probably none of your components needs a Molex connector, you will have to add an additional cable in case you use a modular power supply, just to power these fans. SATA power connector would have been a better way to handle this, or even a simple fan splitter, so you could plug them into your motherboard. Also, using a Molex or SATA, fans will be spinning at 100% all the time. And here we have the most disappointing part of this case: front panel removal and quality. After removing it, I found 2 of those tabs broken already. And no wonder that plastic feels really cheap. As well as one more of these tabs were bent in a way that it had to be heated or something. Not sure if it's only me or there are any other owners of this case that faced similar issues. So this is one of the weakest points of this PC case, having in mind any of you will have to remove a front panel for cleaning dust every half a year or so. To sum up, I will present main pros and cons of this case from my point of view. Pros: included RGB case fans. For those that are looking for a PC case with a blink out of the box, it's really nice feature. Tempered glass side panel. Not only that, but it's easy to remove it and not to worry about it falling on your table. Easy to build. That covers quite a few things, like lots of drive mounting possibilities, many loops for cable management with zip ties. Good price point for what you get. Well, it's around $90 in the US, and I found it even cheaper in other countries for around $80. Cons: poor quality of a front panel. Not sure about quality control here, but even if it was exclusively a one-time case regarding those broken tabs, plastic seems to be quite a cheap one here, and having in mind you have to clean a case constantly, I assume you can break those tabs after a few times as well. No rubber grommets. While this one might be not a deal breaker for many, but since Cooler Master included one for a GPU cable hole, they could have included rubber grommets to cover other holes as well. Average airflow. While you get 4 fans out of the box, this case has quite an average airflow, and so there are many PC case options to choose from, with quite a better one, but sure, they will not have all the pros of this case, let's say an included RGB fans. So there you have it. Quite a nice looking and affordable PC case from a Cooler Master with its pros and cons. After this overview, you should have a better picture of this case and decide to stick with it or choose some kind of alternative. One of the options would be to check other case unboxing videos I have on my channel, but in case you decided to grab one for yourself, you'll find the link in the description below. In case you have any questions or doubts, just leave a comment below and I will get back to you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video and click like if you liked it and subscribe so you don't miss upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon!